Hi, this is Grandma Laurie. Today's story is Shelly Searches for a Home. Sherry lived on a beach in her little shell house. It was quite convenient since she carried her house with her wherever she went. She had it decorated just the way she wanted, with all her favorite things in there. The problem was that she was growing, and her shell home was getting too small. It was time to find a new home. Shouldn't be hard since she lived on a beach with dozens of shells. She had her pick of any one of them. With a bigger shell, she could make it even more beautiful than her current home. She boxed up all her favorite things and got ready to search. Shelly started her search the next morning. When she walked down the beach, she looked at all the beautiful shells before her. She loved how the sun gleamed off some of them. That was the kind of home she wanted. Shelly got the help of her friend Stanley to find a new shell. After telling him what she wanted, Stanley said, "I have just the shell for you." Off they went. "This shell has only had one owner," said Stanley. "It was recently cleaned up and a fresh coat of paint made it look spectacular." The pair approached the shell. It was pretty from the outside. Shelly thought this might be the one. As they got closer, though, Shelly noticed that the shell was too big. She'd never be able to carry that around. And when she went inside, it wasn't anything like Stanley had described. The paint on the walls was peeling, and there was the smell of mold in there. "I don't think this is the one," Shelly said kindly. Stanley was surprised. "What do you mean? It has everything you were looking for." "I think I'll just take some time to look for myself. If I find one I like, I'll make sure to let you know," said Shelly. She waved her claw to Stanley to say goodbye. Shelly saw several shells she really liked. She stopped at the first one, but found it was already occupied by a particularly crabby crab. "Scram! This shell is occupied," said an angry voice from inside. Sorry, Shelly said as she scurried off. Shelly found the perfect shell. It was beautiful, and she thought it was the perfect size. But it was occupied too. At least the owner of this shell wasn't too crabby. "I'm sorry, dear. I've lived in this shell for a long time, and it's just right for me," said the shell's occupant. "I wish you the best in finding a new home." Shelly was starting to get discouraged. She felt like she'd never find a new home. Then she saw it. It was the perfect shell. Not too big, not too small. She approached carefully in case it was occupied, but the shell was empty. Shelly went inside. It was perfect. The walls shone. The shell was light enough that the sun came through parts of it, giving it a cozy feel and look. That was it. Shelly was home. She called Stanley over, who told her the shell had been abandoned, so it was available whenever she wanted to move in. Shelly curled back up into her old house and finished packing. As she unpacked into the new shell, she found she had room for all of her stuff, even her picture of Grandma. Shelly went to bed that night in her new home, content in knowing her hard work had paid off. Thanks for joining me. This has been Grandma Laurie. I hope you enjoyed this story. Good night.